Hi there, this is Sheena Rowlands and today I'm sharing with you my latest layout for Hey Little Magpie. And for this layout I'm using the Simple Stories Cider and Donuts, which is like an autumn collection. So I've chosen a couple of photographs there and I've got all the 12 by 12 pattern papers on my right, and I'm not sure quite which one I want to start with, so I'm going to have a look through them all, and I'm only using about 4 inches eventually, but I quite like the one with their not squirrels. I'm not sure whether they're chipmunks or anything like that, but in the end I settle for the one with the acorns on, and that's called Bushels of Fun. Now I wanted to add a second paper underneath that, and in the end I decide on the blue one there with it's like a check, and that's called Pumpkin Everything. It's the B side. So I've got all the embellishments that I also want to use on the left there in a tray, and I've also got a 49 and Market Sizzix stamp and die that's from Hey Little Magpie that I will show you later on. I had a look at the foam stickers for a title, and Gather Together is the one that I chose. I did look at another one. It says Hello Fall, but actually the Gather one is a little longer and I wanted it to cover the base of both of the photographs. So even though I haven't cut any pattern papers yet, I've blocked off on the right with the sticker sheet, so I've got an idea of how the layout is going to look. So I've got some ephemera that I'm also going to gather either side of the photographs, and I'm just seeing what papers I've got in the 6x8 pad, because I'm going to also mount my photos on a smaller pattern. So I'm just having a look. I'd like something to be there on the right of the photos. There's lots of choices in the die cut set, and I don't settle very early on what I want to be there, but it does eventually come together. Because I don't plan my layouts in advance of me videoing them, I sometimes think that you can literally see my thought process as I go through the embellishments that I've got. I've also already made a layout with this collection that you'll be able to see on our YouTube channel. So I haven't got everything in the embellishments, but I've got the majority there. So I'm just moving things from side to side at the minute, just while I think about it. I really like that little yellow card there with the acorns on as well. So I'm just still having a think. So do check out this range at Hey Little Magpie. It's really quite new to the store, obviously being an autumn collection, and but there's loads of new supplies. So always keep checking back, because there's always something that you'll fancy in the store. So I'm also looking at the sticker sheet, seeing if there's any shapes on there I might use. So what I decide to do is, off camera, I cut the papers that I've chosen and I've just laid them in place on the layout, and then I see the scallop sticker on the 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and I decide I'm going to add that underneath the blue check layer. Now I know if you've used those stickers before, they're not quite 12 inches long, so I will cut that underneath the photographs and extend it out to the ends. So I decided I'm going to actually, while I can't figure out what I'm doing with the ephemera, I'm going to use this stamp and die set from 49 and Market and Sizzix. Now, I've not used the full set before, so I'm going to use the full leaf set, literally like the mini branch, and I've got some distress oxides there. So what I'm doing is I'm literally just tapping it onto the stamp, two colours. So the second one I add lighter, and then I'm stamping it, and I'm just, because I'm using white cardstock, I'm bringing in just a paintbrush just to move some of the ink around so that you don't get white elements to the leaves. Each set I do, I'm using slightly different distress oxides, and it depends what you've got, which ones you want to use. I've tried to pick some that go with the paper colours, including Rusty Hinge and Wild Honey and Tea Dye, and a little bit of yellows as well with a fossilized amber. So I'm just trying to bring in the colours from the papers, but each set that I've done there is slightly different. And as I say, I'm using a tiny bit of water to move that ink around. This is only thin white cardstock. It's nothing special that I'm stamping on. And I'm just making sure I filled in any of the bits and pieces before I let it dry. So I rolled it over with some kitchen roll. Then I used the metal die to cut them out. Really easy. I did use a bit of washi tape to help stick the die down to keep it in the right position, but they've cut out really, really well. And I'm tucking 3 in at this moment. I've gone for the yellower one on the right, which I'll put back in a minute. I'm just going to put the strips down. I'm finally committing to some sticky tape. I'm not using very much because I want to get that sticker underneath the checkered layer there. And then I'm going to look at getting my photographs over the top. So I'm just going to trim that sticker, and I'm taking it right to the top and the bottom of the cardstock. So I'm just going to get it underneath there and at the bottom as well. So there's a tiny bit of a gap, which is, well, it's one of those things that I would prefer it had it been 12 inches long, but I'm sure that's a manufacturer issue. So I'm just going to put my 2 photographs, and I put them onto one of the yellower 6x8 papers there that's just cut slightly bigger than the 3x4 photos, and I'm going to tuck those leaves in now. I'm really impressed with the way they looked. I didn't need to use one of those gadgets where you line stamps up or anything like that. Very easy to do yourself, and then to cut out as well, and not too messy, because I don't like messy mixed media. So I definitely will be making some of these. I've got a funny feeling these leaves are going to become a bit of an obsession because they were so easy to make, and I think it just adds another layer. It really goes with the leaves in the back of the photograph. Yeah, I think you're going to see those here again. So that stamp and die set is from the Hey Little Magpie store. So I'm looking at some of the ephemera now I've got in the tray, some smaller bits. I'm going to use maybe a word tab on the left of the photographs there. I am going to use the acorn journaling spot. I will have my journaling when the layout is completely finished. It's going to be private, so it's not going to be added at this stage, but it will go there. And I just want to add a little bit of some of the leaves and flowers on top of the leaves that I've stamped, but not too much, because I don't want to cover all that beautiful stamping. Now I've got those leaves in, I feel like the layouts come together much quicker. I've added some acorns as well, one on the journaling tag and a few around the leaves, just showing you the dimension there. I then feel that the white cardstock might be just a little white. I don't really want to add some splatters, but there are literally some splatter stamps in the same stamp and die set. So I've come in here, and this is antique linen, so it's a really pale colour. And I'm stamping off the first ink each time on the scrap of card on my left, and I'm just adding a few very pale splatters around the ephemera, so it literally in a semicircle around the photographs. And I just review it and add a few more. Some of them I just go back over and make them a tiny bit darker. They're meant to be in the background, they're not meant to be the star of the show, but it just breaks up the white a little bit more for me. So what I would recommend is you check out the other videos in our Hey Little Magpie YouTube channel. Lots of the designers are making videos now, so lots of collections being used. So lots of inspiration in our channel. This is the finished layout. There'll be some close-ups as well. Thank you so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up. I'm happy to answer any questions that you've got in the comments below, and I hope to see you here again real soon. Bye for now.